Hey guys, welcome to day 75 of my daily quarantine vlogging challenge. So, once a week I try to just have a little bit of fun and do a let's play for you. It is currently my day off, and so I thought we would have a little bit of fun playing 60 Seconds. For those that don't know, 60 Seconds is a survival game set in the 1950s during the Cold War, where essentially I can't remember what the exact term is, but essentially during the Cold War, America and Russia were having an arms race with nuclear propagation. And so it was a large fear that essentially nuclear fallout would happen and that the American citizens would be bombed. Because of this, many American citizens created fallout shelters where they would be able to hide during such attacks. Luckily, we never drop the bombs, but it is still a large part of American history and culture. So, 60 Seconds is taken from that historical standpoint. Now, because of the game, I am going to be playing survival, not the regular apocalypse, mostly just because I have a laptop, and this means that I'm really bad at collecting things. So also, just because I want to have fun, let's do it at normal difficulty just for shits and giggles. Also guys, if you don't know, let's see. Give me a second. Little Boy, Fat Man, and Zabamba were all names of the IMBDs that were happening during the time. So, I'm going to be setting it on normal difficulty, and this is going to skip the 60-second scavenging scene. I've only beaten this game once, because I'm bad at it, but it is something that I generally enjoy. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to readjust my setup so that, there we go. We're going to be a little bit more stable with the recording. Also, let's just make sure that everything is tipsy-turvy in my setup while we wait for the game to begin. Looks like we're recording well. Everything is hunky-dory. Very happy to see that. Yes. Also, one of these days I would love to get 60 parsecs just because it looks like such an amazing, I guess, advancement on the base gameplay of the first one. And so, I will play that eventually one of these days. Anyway guys, down below in the comments, do let me know if you enjoy my Let's Plays or my Ode to Flash series. I did notice in the analytics that my Ode to Flash series has gotten some traffic, and so if you do enjoy these Let's Play styles on top of my other vlogging content, let me know and I'll try to find some fun games that we can play together and just have that sort of thing. I really enjoy variety YouTubers, and I definitely think that even going into the future when I'm trying to be having more of a theme to my channel, I'll definitely try to have different types of styles that I will do. I've been thinking for different milestones in my channel that I would like to try and do more niche genres like ASMR or mukbangs or stuff like that as a sort of just joke or fun thing. That being said, it is going to be a long time before I get anywhere near the subscriber counts of anybody actually good. But I appreciate you spending this time and just watching this Let's Play. Also, I apologize for the slowness of my computer, because my computer is a piece of shit. And I do not have a build that you can all describe as gaming. Oh. Interesting. So this is a randomized setting, and you do notice that we do not have most of the people in it. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Some things I noticed that do make me very happy is that we do seem to have a decent amount of food, and we do have the Boy Scout handbook, which means that we're going to be a lot easier, which basically grants us the ability to have, I'm trying to remember. Essentially, we don't have to eat and drink as often. So let us begin 60 seconds. At least the two of us made it. If we only had a smaller house and less slippery floors. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans, we'll sleep on cans, we'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that for some time. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. So let's see, 10 to ration supplies. So none of them are complaining yet, because it's the first day. So we'll be good. 1 minute it was all fine, and the next we were at each other's throats. How did this happen? This is insane. We need to get a grip on ourselves if we were going to survive. Let's just sleep on it. Day 2. We're done fighting, but for how long? Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. There's nothing going on with Ted. Nothing new anyway. Let's see, so we don't want to go out just yet, mostly just because, like, you know, there's still this radioactive, like, you know, fallout, so it's going to be a while till it is a bit clear. There are only so many things you can do in a tiny bunker, so we thought, hey, why not play some games, not just for kids, you know. Luckily, we have a deck of cards, so that'll keep us entertained. We played Truth or Dare. When it turned out we only kept asking questions, and the most common are you going to eat anything besides tomato soup? We just had enough games for now. Getting something to drink for Mary, which sounds like a right idea. Ted needs water to survive, so I'm going to give them both water because I love them and they deserve good things in their life. Let's see. Our neighborhood is still highly radioactive, so let's not. We're not big fans of our strange-smelling shelter. When we started to smell something burning, we quickly realized how much we prefer the nothing is on fire scent it had before. A fire! We need to put it out and save our supplies. We don't have time to save them all. What did we save? Well, let's see. We definitely saved the Boy Scout manual, considering that the other ones don't exist. So. Oh, look, and you have even some fire damage right there. Lovely. If there's one thing we need, it's the Scout Handbook. Before any of the pages got touched by the flames, we jumped forward, grabbed it, and held it tight until the fire was gone. We knew to examine the damage it has done, but truth be told, it could have been much worse. Mary Jane doesn't cause any trouble today, and no trouble did to cross her path. Ted says there's no need to worry about him. He's okay. Well, thank God, we just had a fire. We are not alone. There's a huge hairy bunny beast that seems to be hiding in one of the pipes. It's been poking its head out, eyeing our measly food stash. We can't let it get to it. We can't let it be in here when we sleep. Let's use the axe, since I would rather have the gun. And thank God the gun is still, the axe is still there. Let's see, our cans are saved! Too bad for that hairy mutant. Guess we're still top of the food chain. Good for us. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane. Ted says there's no need to worry about him. He's okay. We always stayed away from casinos, gambling dens, and the like. So when a man came to our door and told us he used to be a gambler, we were suspicious. He invited us to play a game. We purchased a 2 water bottle bet and a card game of our choice. Well, we have it, so let's see. That's probably where I die horribly, but yep, I lost. Okay. Damn it, the man must have cheated. We lost him before we could argue about it. The man left our supplies. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. Ah, fuck me. No, you don't get soup. Soup is for closers, and you haven't closed jack shit, bitch. It is difficult to keep our spirits up in this situation. We do hope this whole mess will be over soon, or else we might end in a place much worse than this cozy shelter. Day 7. So it's officially been a week since it happened. It's easy to feel a bit down when living underground like this. No sunshine, no sky. We need to get rid of that pessimism and try to bring some cheerfulness into our lives. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Ted is hungry. Fine, you get a little bit of food, but not a lot. It's been a while. We don't know much what's happening on the surface. If we only had a chance to tune into some emergency radio broadcast and learn a thing or two. Unfortunately, we don't have a radio. Or a briefcase, which is like one of the great items you can get. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might not necessarily kill us. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. There's nothing going on with Ted. Nothing new, anyway. I'm going to say fuck it and just risk Ted. What's that sound? A galloping horse? We rushed to the door and were greeted by two men dressed as if they came from a medieval fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding two rocks and hitting them against each other constantly, while the other was skipping and pretending to be a rider. They said they're looking for some antique cup, but they got lost and they would be grateful if we let them check our map, provided we have one. Well, I trust Monty Python. Unless they murder us in our sleep, day 9. Well, we still got a map, so... They seemed friendly enough, so we let them have a look at our map. They thanked us and offered us some supplies in exchange. We graciously accepted and wished them luck on their quest. Water is what Mary Jane needs most right now. Where is water when Ted needs it? Fine. Did you bring up some water, Ted? I ain't fucking around this time. I ain't sending you into the wasteland to not be getting no water. We need a choice for today's exposition. Which one of us is best fit to face the wasteland and survive? So, we don't really got much, so... Yeah, hopefully he brings back a... see, I'm trying to think. I could give him the map, but I think I'm going to give him an axe just in case. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Ted left for the surface. We hope it will be back soon. When we opened the bunker door this morning to let in some fresh radioactive air, we discovered a small suitcase on our doorstep. There was no note on it, the neighborhood seemed entry. Should we take a look inside? I feel like we have a 50% chance on this, so I say what the fuck ever, you know? Day 11. Well, we're not dead! Damn it, the gift was booby-trapped. There was nothing inside besides some junk, and as soon as we opened the suitcase, it exploded. Is anybody hurt? Mary Jane was injured. Okay. During breakfast, we were starting. A map slid off the wall. We checked the nails holding it, but they were all firmly in place. It could be a poltergeist. Maybe we need to perform an exorcism to get rid of it. Anyway, in the wall behind the map, we discovered some sort of safe. We're curious at what the treasure might be. Should we open it? Might as well. I mean, it's your bunker, so I can't imagine it being anything bad. Let's see. Well, soon as the map fell down as if some ghost playing tricks on us. It's a friendly one. Inside the safe we found some useful items, so we'll do the ghost the courtesy of not calling an exorcist. +1 soup. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. Wow, Mary Jane. You're sick and you want water? You little bitch. Our patience is wearing thin. We thought it would be a good idea to take a quick look outside to see if there's any trouble in the area. I was about to step out, a pair of animal eyes flashed in the darkness, and the owner started growling in a most terrifying way. We only had moments to decide what to do. Day 13. But we ain't got no kitty cat. Or whatever. We decided to check what's coming for us with our flashlight. Guess it was a dog! Poor thing seemed tired, so we let it stay with us for the night. The next morning, we opened the door to let it out. It still hasn't returned. Hopefully it'll come back later. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Wow, Mary Jane, you little bitch. You want food? How about that lake we've been going for the past few years? It would be so good to find us out there, far away from this madness. Swim a little, maybe take a boat ride, even if the whole place turned into Adamville. Hopefully Daddy comes back soon. I would appreciate it, especially since he has the axe. Still, it's better to be safe down here than dead up here. Mary Jane is hurt and we haven't done anything to make it better. Well, I'm sorry, Mary Jane. You're just going to have to deal with it. So we can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the rest would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We could do it on our own, the escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. Hell, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. And we don't have a radio! Ugh! I wish I did. Like, that's the one good thing about, like, you know... Ooh, he is not in good shape. But we got more water. And there's one thing we need to do is use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcasts that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first husband seems a bit more sane. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. We found our way to a nearby hospital, which, despite heavy structural damage, is still standing. The site wasn't pretty, though. What used to be inside the hospital is now all over the place, whatever survived the blast wave, anyway. There are plenty of bottles of liquid in one of the wards. Peroxide or not, water is water, and beggars cannot be choosers. It wasn't hard to find a fully equipped first aid kit after all at the hospital. One of the surviving hospital beds had a gas mask hanging on there that read, "Wear this. Patient smells really bad. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. Ted is hungry." Ted became infected with something. Ted was hurt. Ted is really tired. So, even though Mary Jane has been sick, I feel like, you know, today is an okay time to give both some water. Mary Jane, you didn't get anything because you just said you were hungry. So, we thought phone calls were a thing of the past, that the atomic bomb obliterated everything in our little town. However, a phone booth on our street survived the bombing somehow. It seems it's ringing right now. Should we send someone to answer it? Well, it definitely isn't going to be Daddy, because he is fucked up 5 ways to Sunday. Day 16. Let's see. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they'll get back to us. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Ted is hungry. Ted has recovered from his sickness. Ted's injuries are fixed. Well, Ted, you get a little bit more soup. But don't fuck with me. We ain't got that much. It seems awfully quiet outside. Maybe it's safe. Maybe it's not. We won't know until we go out. Wasteland is no match for Mary Jane. Oh, I see. It's saying that, like, you know, the Wasteland, like, Mary Jane's gonna make it her bitch. I get it now. We stumbled upon the remains of a bandit shantytown. Someone or something tore it down. Amidstly amongst the rubble, we found a cat, licking his paws nonchalantly, surrounded by blood and dismembered limbs. As we made our way back to the shelter, the cat followed. We can now hear his paws impatiently scratching our hatch. Should we let him inside? So I do know letting the cat in is one of the possible endings, but I don't know if I'll be able to get to it this time. But I like Rorschach, or whatever the name of the cat is. When we opened the hatch, the cat jumped in and marched around the whole shelter, sniffing at all of us, every wall, every corner, empty soup can, and piece of furniture. Finally, it picked a quiet place, sat down, and let out a deep sigh before taking a 12-hour nap. Its collar has Shirokov etched into it. What kind of name is that? It's impressive how well Mary Jane is handling the situation. She looks fine today. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Oh my goodness, Ted, stop being hungry. You've already eaten your fill of soup. You little bitch. Who should we take outside? And you're getting the gas mask, sweetie. Day 18. Not that I've been good at counting the days, but whatever. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted should drink something. You have had an entire thing of soup, child. And you want more soup? We found some weird mushrooms growing on one of the walls. Food showed us a no-laughing matter, so maybe it was a good idea to grab a mushroom bite or two. What's the worst thing that could happen? Trip balls, but I mean, I don't really see that as a bad thing happening in, like, you know, this situation. Dang it. They were delicious. I only considered that they were glowing in the dark, and now we are too for that matter. This morning has been calm enough, and Ted and he's doing well. But thank God he ate so much freaking soup. We always wanted to throw a party of a huge cake. For some reason, it never worked. One time we were promised a great cake, and it turned out it was a lie. I'm sensing game references. That was a disappointment. We weren't glad. We're definitely getting a cake when the radioactive clouds are gone. Just like, fam, why ain't there cake? But also, like, look how pretty, like, just those cans of soup are. Bitch, how did you get sick? We can't make it work even in Toronto. Question is, how do we find a boat to get there? We heard that's the best way to get to Europe. Ted seems to have developed an allergy to our furry guest. He's been coughing and sneezing all night long. We should try giving him some medicine. Ted got sick. Ted, I will kill you if you keep this up. Our first aid kit is no use, but we need to do something about it. For some reason, we believe we can use lethal bug spray to produce some additional medicine. Maybe it will work. We won't know until we've tried, right? I want to try this so bad, but I'm not going to, though, because allergies, those suck, dude. But I mean, I don't want you, like, that's bug spray. That's poison, fam. Too bad we don't have that spray. Homemade drug sounds like an excellent idea. Where is water when Ted needs it? Ted, you are a little whiny bitch. Honestly, Ted, stop it. That's my cousin in the background. He's being obnoxious. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in. But we'll have to leave eventually. It'll be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble. If that's even possible in this situation. I hope that our brave soldiers will come to rescue us and take us into some well-hidden, well-stocked government shelter. Timmy has comics about those, so you know they must exist. Oh, you mean dead, vaporized Timmy? That's right, he has comics. Well, he did. All we need to do is make contact with the military. Fuck you, we ain't got no radio. Day 22. Mary Jane's taking an awful long time to get back. If there's one thing we need to do is use a radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcasts that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that, or strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has turned to, a crappy place. Time to ration supplies. Sherikov is still a fresh addition to our family, so we need to keep an eye on him. And we would not just know, today we know something else on his collar. It seems to be a metal plate with an address on it, and it's not far. Should we take a quick trip and see what's there? Sure, I mean, you're already sick, so it's not like I can't give you more radiation damage. Day 23. He'll be back. I mean, the cat always comes back. The very next day. Day 23. Before we reached the end of the street, we were stopped by two men wearing dark coats and stylish hats. They rushed towards the cat to pick him up, saying they'd been looking for him for a while now. Supposedly, Sherikov belongs to an old lady who's rather fond of it and misses the little guy dearly. We shrugged and went back to our shelter. The cat didn't seem to care, so why should we? Good thing we didn't get too attached to it in the last few days. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has gone to a crappy place. I love how he's just, like, preventing himself from cursing. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking on the door. It seems to be a trader who is very interested in ammunition. How about that? Well, we ain't got no ammunition, so... Oh, honey, you fucked up. But we got a radio! Yes! Oh, yeah, you 5 kinds of fucked up, honey. We could tell the stranger was disappointed, but that was none of our business. If ever was a time to get used to life being disappointing, the end of the world is probably it. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. +1 gas mask, thank God. Government is dropping supplies for survivors in the area. They are marked by smoke flares and can easily seem... but most of them are barely reachable. Despite that, a lot of them were already ransacked by scavengers. How did they do that? Some crates are filled with very weird stuff. Why did they drop a crate full of rubber ducks? At least one of the smaller crates had a few water bottles in it. +2. Oh, thank God. Our neighbors from another shelter gave us a radio. They said they found it in one of the dropped crates, but they already had a working radio. Well, that was nice of them. Mary's diet, Jane said, could use a little food. She is contracting an illness. She's pretty fatigued. She has some disturbing, like, you know... drawings in front of, like, all the shit that's fucked up with her. So, y'all been good. I'm gonna give you both food since you're a little sick. And, yeah, they're both kind of fucked up, so we're gonna have to wait till this passes. Oh no, we're at each other's throats again. It's almost as if we're, like, a very tiny, like, you know, thing. So, I ain't doing great, fam. Day 25. But, Rickshaw is back, Sherikov. There's nothing better than the quiet after the storm, or was it the other way around? To our surprise, we found Shirokov back in the shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back. Is it our good care it appreciates, our kind heart's optimism, or just our stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Ted hasn't recovered from his illness yet, so I'm going to give Mary Jane some food because she's once again fucked up. A young man paid us a visit today. He told us the story of his brave twin sister who went missing while spying in a nearby Brennan camp. He said that while these circumstances are far from perfect, they were in fact meaning to contact us eventually and meet us. He believes his sister was discovered and is currently held captive in that camp. He's a few man, but he could use all the help he can get. Shouldn't we help him out? Well, Mary Jane has a broken-ass hand, so I'm gonna send the sick dude who has a cat allergy. Some time away could probably be good for him. Day 26. Well, he ain't dead, so that's good. The young man was assisted by a group of other survivors, all armed but really friendly. We found the girl, threw a weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but also very confused. Turns out the band leader was also their father! Wow, it's a crazy small world we live in. Anyway, they were really thankful and promised to contact us again soon. Ted had safely returned from his voyage to the surface. Well, thank God. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Ted hasn't recovered from his illness yet. Well, Ted never... Ted's been sick this whole time. What a hypochondriac. How about that lake we've been going to the past few years? It would be so good to find ourselves there, far away from all this madness. Swim a little, maybe take a boat ride, even if the whole place turned into Adamville. Day 27. We can take care of ourselves. Water is what Mary Jane needs most right now. There's nothing going on with Ted. Nothing new anyway. You've earned it, Mary Jane. Curiosity almost killed the cat. Shirokov found a tiny wire sticking out of the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on a table topped off of a big mailing furball. What is this thing anyway? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might get angry if we take it away the wire. So maybe it's best to just leave it be. Or should we examine the wire? Fuck the cat! I mean, don't fuck the cat. Be nice to the kitty cat, but yeah. We followed the wire outside and found a half-burned-out truck with two surprised gentlemen inside, surrounded by an array of blinking bulbs. That's some space tech right there. Or is it communists? Were they listening in on us in our very own shelter? Their feeble excuse about a roadside picnic didn't convince us. Even Timmy knows we can't have picnics here. That's right. Timmy, dead, vaporized, no longer in existence Timmy. He knows how picnics work, and the car has no wheels. It's impressive how very well Mary Jane is handling the situation. She looks fine today. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. Ted is pretty fatigued. Wow, Ted. Drinking our good, honest water. You little bitch. The agents who are spying on us are now at our doors and want to explain themselves. Should we hear them out? Only if they give us food. Day 29. Well, Ted's looking better, I think. Oh, we get bullets! They briefly waved at some sort of ID cards in front of our face and told us they're on a top-secret mission. The wiretap wasn't to spy on us, but rather on the cat. It's suspected of being a Soviet agent. That makes sense. They're willing to let us into the super top-secret government safe house, so we help them with some of their top-secret missions. They've assured they'll get in contact... They'll contact again with more details. During one of its insane episodes at around 3 o'clock last night, Shirokov ran face first into the wall, causing a loose brick to fall out. Beside was a cigar box with some ammunition inside. Thanks whoever left it there. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully we'll stay that way. Ted is rested. I love how they say this, even though thanks whoever left it there. It's your own, bunker. Wouldn't you know who left it there? It's not old Miss Gillicuddy made a bunker in, the 1920s. Good news, everyone. The government just announced they will be dropping crates full of supplies in our area. Finally, there are some useful for something. We should head out to get to those crates as soon as possible. Having some protection gear might not be a bad idea. Well, Ted, even though you're a lovely shade of absinthe... Let's go on and get it. The airdrop crate we found wasn't exactly huge, but it contained a few supplies that would definitely help us. We were especially happy to find some water bottles and food cans for a minute. We thought it was canned meat, but then we found it was tomato soup. Our theory is that this whole country used to run on tomatoes and no one suspected a thing. +2 water, +2 food. Getting something to drink for Mary Jane sounds like the right idea. Either we get Ted medicine or we never see him eat another can of soup. Hurry! Wait, what did Mary Jane need? Water, that's what she needs. Well, Ted, I'm sorry. I ain't got anything for you. Do you want soup? You can have some soup. Let's see. Mary Jane was injured on her last expedition. She didn't mention to us, and we didn't notice. Let's see. It wasn't a problem until just now. Since her injury has gotten infected and she's in a bad shape, we must help her. Well, Mary Jane, guess you don't get to keep both of your arms. Day 31. Mary Jane got the wrong idea when we banished the axe. She tried to limp out of the bunker. Fortunately, she was too slow and we were able to explain our intentions before she ran off. Heating the axe blade allowed us to clean the wound and stop it from festering. Now it's up to her immune system to fight off the infection. We had to break our axe to do it, but she looked better today, so we are hopeful it was worth it. If we don't cure Mary Jane soon, who knows what happened. Ted is really thirsty. Either we find Ted medicine or we'll never see him again. Oh wow, that's dark. Okay, Ted, you're going to have to go out even though you're super sick because you need medicine. We kept dreaming about those little things we did back in the day when there weren't as many bombs falling down. Not on our heads, anyway. Day 32. Oh, you do not look good, Ted. Yeah, you look bad. What we make of today will be our tomorrow. Let's see, it looks like Mary Jane could use some food. So here you go, Mary Jane. Well, you still need the gas mask because you are sick as a dog. Soon as I... Oh yeah, like, he might not come back. That's entirely the possibility. Water's what Mary Jane needs most right now. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Well, luckily for you, Mary Jane, we had ourselves a resupply from the local government. How about that lake we were going to for the past few years? It'd be so nice. We already read that. Day 34. Do we have to take care of ourselves, or will somebody come to our rescue? Aren't there any drugs we could give Mary Jane? Like a little bit of the LSD? You would expect the post-apocalypse to be a time of peace and quiet since, you know, most of the people aren't around anymore. Yet here we have someone at the door. When we opened it up, we encountered a strange-looking man in a blue jumpsuit who asked if we trade him a water chip. A water chip? What the hell is that? I do love Fallout references. Yeah, you can have one of our water balls since we're, like, you know, so fucking rich. I'm a nice person. I do good. I expect you to come back to me. The visitor wasn't very happy that we didn't have a water chip, or that we didn't know what that one was. He did help himself to the water we offered him and explained the chip is of utmost importance. Before we learned anything more, he left for the wasteland. Mary Jane's condition isn't any better today. Oh wait, I just remembered how I play Fallout. We're screwed. The twin siblings contacted us again. Today they visited our humble shelter saying they're looking for a map of the nearby area. They plan to find a relatively safe place for a new camp that could accommodate their whole group and anyone else who would want to move in with them. A plan in the city would be very helpful for the situation, at least to help organize their scouting expeditions. Sure, we have a map right there. Day 36. We were happy to see them again! We quickly handed them our map and pointed out several locations that might be worth checking out. They left before a guard talked to still get a few hours of scouting in daylight, but they said definitely be back again to share some news and a friendly chat. We hope they find a good place and some food. Maybe we could visit them when the camp is ready. Mary Jane is very thirsty and needs to drink something. It's difficult to keep our spirits up in this situation. We do hope this whole mess will be over soon, or else we might end up in a pretty much worse place than the cozy shelter. Day 37. It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with this shelter life, but we can't lose hope. Mary Jane can take a lot, but her wounds are looking terrible. We need to do something. I can't help. We didn't think we'd get a chance to increase our food supply by playing a card game. How much food do we have? We have 5.5. I say fuck it, like, you know, we gotta take risks, you know? Day 38. Ooh, looks like it worked out in our favor. Ha ha! Lady Luck has smiled on us. We won a vicious game of war. The man wasn't too happy about it, but he delivered on his promise. Mary Jane is quite hungry, and she needs help with her wounds. Well, honey, I ain't got shit. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We've been having problems with sleeping ever since we got down here, but now it's worse than ever. If we don't give our problem, we won't be able to cope with any of the challenges that await us outside this thin shelter walls. Doors. Day 39. Yay, you're back, and you only look slightly less fucked up. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we try to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We have more time than we wore, and there are other problems we need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away or save us from radiation sickness. This is so mean. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside, even food different than tomato soup. A real treat in these post-apocalyptic times. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our track. Something heavy fell from the sky, crashing into the store and destroying it completely. After dust settled, we were looking at a spaceship, just like in Timmy's comics. You mean dead vaporized Timmy? Oh wait, I was still reading that. Could it be saucer men from Mars? Then why did it bear American flag on the side and the logo of something called Astro Citizen? Could it be infiltration? Those crafty little alien buggers. Under a bunch of metal space junk, we found a tired old teddy bear and some supplies. The bear looked disappointed. We ended up turning him around. We could not handle his judgmental button eyes. Plus 2 food. Someone stuffed a bunch of items into a big sock. Not sure how the sock made it through the crash, but it somehow succeeded in protecting the supplies inside. 1 water. Mary Jane is very thirsty and has to drink something. Let's see. Okay, we get it. Y'all need food and shit, but I ain't got food and shit.